Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Let's get started.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara, Oscar Santana, and Rob Spiewak. Now, here's Mike.
A little business to take care of on this Wednesday show before we get moving here, because I have an overwhelm. I want to talk about Paulie Christine and his friend.
Yes.
I put that on my lead today because I'm curious.
Yeah, sure.
But this has been something I have dabbled with talking about for a bit of time right now. I am getting, and this might be my overall, vastly intense mood swings.
Yes.
But I don't think so. I think I'm sensing that as my son gets older, and that I get too old for him. Let me explain what I mean. So as Michael is getting older, he's still a wonderful kid. He's still doing really well in school, doing really well with his sports. Seems to be enjoying a very normal upbringing down here in West South Florida. However, I know, because I've had two other children and I've seen other children, as they age, we're on the cusp of, getting into the teen years.
Yeah.
Where, there's the sullenness and surliness and...
Is there?
And it just... I am aware that... how did I write it? That I may be getting too old for my wife and son. Because as you well know, if you've listened to this program for any length of time, the age gap between Mrs. O'Mara and I is significant. In this day and age, in the modern age of modern families, not significant to the point of total mockery, but back in the day, I'm sure it would have been subject to much more mockery because there would be,
I do believe it's still significant.
It is significant.
It's like, you're the only person I know that has a separation of church and state of almost 2 decades.
However,
more than 2 decades.
More than 2 decades. How many years?
21 years.
20. Yeah. So you're the only person I know. The next closest person I know is my father, who's got 11 years, and he's Latino.
But Mike, while Oscar speaks the truth,
that's saying a lot.
I don't know what that means, but it sounded funny to me.
Yeah, because
and he's Latino.
Mike, while what he says is the truth, keep in mind, with you and Carla, the percentage of age difference is shrinking.
That's true.
And so actually that's right. You should be getting closer.
Why is that?
Because, okay, let's say.
But on a constant basis, no. Right?
Well, no.
It's 21
always. It's always 21. However, let's say Mike married Carla at age 42, and there would be a 21-year age difference. He would be twice as old as her, right?
Yeah. I get it.
Right.
I get it. But, which I was.
Yeah. But if you advance,
so
say 50 years.
No, you're conjuring. Math is math. They're still separated by 21 years.
How am I conjuring when I just said the percentage lessons?
Yeah, he's talking about percentage. So technically he's right. When I was younger and she was younger, the percentage was greater.
Right.
As we both
You're no
get
longer
older,
twice as old as her.
Based on the fact that she is aging.
Yeah, but who in the motherfucking effing world ever looks through that lens in that way?
I do.
He does.
I do.
But why would you even bother? Because it yields 0.0 change in the facts.
Well, it made me feel better.
If you said that to any other man with a cocktail in your hand, I would look at you and say, so you just like spinning things so it makes sense to you.
Let me explain. No. Maybe I get, hold on. Let me explain.
I understand the math. I get it.
I'm not going to explain the math to you. I'm going to explain to you the concept.
Right.
And why it might make more sense when I talk to you. As she gets older, for example.
Yeah, she's double your age. Or someone's saying I get that.
A couple down here that would be walking around where the guy's 81 and the woman is 60, nobody'd really think that much of it. Right. Really. It really would be difficult in most cases to say there's a massive age gap.
Yeah.
The sweet spot was about 10 years ago. That was when I was 54.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was 33.
Right.
And then it was really, because I'm 54, you're starting to become an old dude.
Yeah.
And 33, you're in the prime of your life. Do you understand the day? As she becomes now 43.
This is the thing. Carla, I guess fine.
Carla happens to
Carla
look better.
looks like she's in her early 30s.
Yeah, but you
Carla
see, that's,
looks
and
young.
Mike,
that's conjuring.
Mike
right?
is
that's her
not
business.
moving in the right direction.
But
Mike
when Mike
looks even older these days than he did back then.
But I've lost weight. So that's good. So I look better that way.
sometimes that's a
The patina hasn't changed, my man.
The what?
The patina?
patina?
Yes.
like his outward
The
appearance.
patina.
Yes.
Are you using watch terminology?
Yes.
For
Your
aging?
terminology, yes.
That's patina is like,
Yeah.
that's a hell of a pull.
Thank you.
That's like, well, look at the patina. And when he's talking about it, it technically really is the yellowing of a watch dial.
Yeah.
That's really what it is.
Oscar,
And it looks kind of cool, too.
Yes. There's value in that.
There's value.
There's
I
value in
can't
the
afford.
patina.
Man, I would buy a vintage with a real yellow patina.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't that your DJ name?
Dun, 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 dun. Your patina.
But when Mike is 100 years old, Carla will be 79. And at that point, it's a wash.
I don't even look at it that way because when I see someone that's 80 and 60,
Yeah.
that's still a big difference.
And in some cases, easy to tell. In some cases,
Got it. In your
That's the
case,
point I'm
very
trying to
clear.
I disagree. I think the O'Maras age well. I really
No,
do.
I'm
Amanda,
saying it's very clear in the way that
that
she
there's an
looks
age difference.
younger,
Yeah,
much younger than she
because
is.
I don't burden myself with efforts like some people, even in the radio business,
Yeah.
who make an effort to be younger than they are. I don't have any time for that. I am proud of my age.
You
I
get older,
embrace my age.
They stay the same age.
But-
all right,
dazed
all right, all right.
Dazed and confused.
Oh, yeah, that's when you're talking about, men.
Yeah.
I get older, they stay the same age.
Him and Mike cruising around in
all right.
his gold Camaro.
Let me offer this.
Yes, please.
I offer this as example. This morning,
Mhm.
a family moment that required a follow-up call from my wife after school drop-off.
Okay.
Michael rolls out, and sartorially, Michael is really spot on, like to a point that I don't know where he gets it from, but he you see kids that occasionally look a little goofy,
Mhm.
Yeah.
or Michael is always kind of put together, and he does it himself. He picks out
he's
his so
smart kid, well dressed.
comes out today wearing a salmon-colored pair of shorts with a little design on them,
All right.
and a blue, almost like a Hawaiian but tie-dyed shirt.
Okay.
My comment to him goes as follows. I said, got a little war going on there between the shorts and the shirt, right? And I think nothing of that. I think nothing of that because I remember growing up in the 1800s as a small child, constantly being having my appearance commented on by my mom and dad.
Your grays always clashed.
Browns.
The
Grays and browns?
the grays. There's a great video online.
Are you
if
sure you want to
see.
wear those suspenders with those knickers, boy?
If you really want to see the way I dressed when I was a boy, there's a video from 1917 of day-to-day life in New York City when the moving camera was first.
I've seen these videos. Everyone wore a hat.
Yeah, when they're all looking at the camera like this. As it goes by.
Exactly.
And then you're in a Model T driving. All right, anyway, you know the video. I'm
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about.
yeah.
It's a
Wonderful.
great video. It's a great film. So I don't think anything of it because it's not that big a deal. And it wouldn't have been a big deal to me if he rolled out of the house like that. I've seen kids that wear plaid with plaid and things like, who cares nowadays, right? Everything. And by the way, I still, God knows why, have a subscription to GQ magazine. And when I talked about years ago, music passing me by, fashion has passed me by like you would not believe. Absolutely.
Wait, you get the magazine?
I get the magazine, but I'm going to tell you this. If And I wasn't tracking with the ridiculous costumery in GQ 20 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
30
Fair
years
enough.
ago.
But now you
I
could
don't think
be.
most Americans can. GQ magazine,
You have
the
to
pages
be
of GQ,
a skinny mini.
a skinny rich guy.
Yeah, wealthy guy, yes.
Yeah, it's going to pay $4,000 for a pair of sunglasses.
Or
It's-
you can get the
it's
dupes
absurd.
on Amazon, Mike, as the kids say.
They do up, I think one of the recent
Dupes.
pieces was Pharrell Williams, who
Yeah.
was going to a named creative director of one of the big fashion
Yes,
houses.
like for Louis Vuitton or something.
And they show all his ridiculous costumery that I'm
Right.
looking at, that a normal person.
Well, they're not made for you or us anymore.
Well, they're not.
No.
No.
But they're made for somebody out there. You know,
Yes.
I don't know. I
The
don't know how
youth.
it.
But
It'll-
as a
it-
rule,
it-
Mike,
but
if
for
you
They're
all
two
that,
youths.
isn't the world of fashion traditionally a rather narrow runway, pardon the pun?
Sure.
A very narrow, because, most people don't dress like that.
No. With
Yeah.
the exception of the width of a lapel and the cut of your pant leg, you look good. If you look good now, you look good 30 years ago or 60 years ago. Very traditional. You can stay traditional and look sharp. That's the truth. You don't have to
We
go
have
crazy.
we have a common we all have a friend of the show that Dominique Foxworth that was just profiled in GQ magazine last month or the month before. Very, very interesting profile. His view on
He's a
unions.
very, I wouldn't call it conservative, but he's a very
stylish.
stylish
Oh
dude.
yeah,
Always
yeah,
looks good.
But he
Yeah.
doesn't dress like in silly out. You know what? Here's one where I left.
Yes.
The photograph of Taylor Swift with Travis Kelce, where
Mhm.
he's wearing what appears to me to be a child's pajama suit.
Yes.
That to me was, out there. And that's a man who is in the public eye all the time, is at the highest level of the NFL, is a man of means, and a man who is with a superstar of massive proportions. So he can wear but your average guy, certainly your average Kansas City fan ain't going to roll out of the house and go to work in
a
that
very
outfit.
expensive tracksuit as well.
A tracksuit.
Yeah.
But that's
a silly looking tracksuit.
well, it's not my taste, Mike. But,
yeah, okay.
But if
But what I'm
Taylor
saying
said,
about
"Hey,
Fox,
wear this, you big dummy," I'm going to
do
wear
you
it.
see Fox wear silly tracksuits?
No, because his style and his overall persona is completely
business.
different. Yeah, it's completely different.
It's a little more businesslike.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Which
I'm fine with
I
that.
guess would make sense that he would be in GQ.
So
But he's always been stylish. Shannon, when she first met him, she was like, "Oh, he dresses really nice."
Yeah, he's got great style.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I should mention, not to make everything an issue of controversy, but it has always been, and if I sound like an old fart, maybe I'm an old fart.
Yes.
I have always felt that the modern African-American male blows the American Caucasian male out of the water when it comes to dressing well.
I think those are facts.
I think it's
Yeah,
a fact.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's also swagger and confidence and style.
I mean, you look on, where do I see examples of it all the time? You look on the pregame shows on the NFL.
Yeah. Well, you
Sure.
look at any financial, like CNBC, any like
It's just better.
Yeah.
But in fairness,
You don't
Colors,
like
it's also cultural
everything.
because as a Latino, I can get away with certain color pants and not be questioned.
Maybe you're right. Maybe you have a point.
Like,
But
I
I just
have some
know-
electric blue pants that Shannon picked up a suit. She was kind enough to get it for me for Christmas a couple years ago,
I've seen it.
and I didn't know if I had enough melanin in me to wear them.
Really?
I was like, this
Okay,
is
so you're
bold.
talking actually about a tint of skin issue
I think that there's a level of
that looks better in a
yes.
You're probably right.
Like
Yeah, that's probably
if
what it
I'm
is.
tanned, I can wear certain colors and I
Okay.
pop.
Yeah.
All right.
Right?
So getting back to the whole premise of this,
not
if I'm
gang,
saying
not gang colors.
Oh, okay.
Not blood
Okay.
in, blood out.
Okay.
Just
that
just,
the idea of
A
a print with
pastel.
a print, if you look at GQ magazine, you can pay that's all the time.
yeah.
Yeah.
You see that. But he comes out and I make a comment that I thought was innocent enough. I said, hey, that shirt's really going to war with those pants. And he's smart enough where he picks up on it and he is tremendously offended by it.
Really? Because it's sort
And
of
he-
tainted with love there. I mean, that's
No,
sort of a.
he didn't pick up any love out of it at all.
Oh,
It's all how you
And
delivered it. You can be
Last
very
night,
condescending at times.
last night, and you're right. You're absolutely right. I agree. I have to own it. Last night, after football practice, which is 2 hours of me on the sidelines watching them do drills, and it was the penultimate practice. The last one is tomorrow night, and 8 o'clock comes, and it's time to go, and the little urchins out there want to have that. That's recess for them.
Yeah.
And it's about a 60-40 split of parents who go, little Jimmy, we have to go now. And I said, Michael, I want to go now. I'm tired. And he starts to argue, and he whines all the way home based on what would have been 90 seconds of running around.
Yeah.
And if the coaches worked them hard enough, they wouldn't have the energy to want to play. They'd want to get in the car. But that's another story.
Yes.
And so I get home, and I walk in, and I say to Carla, because I relieved Carla of practice duty last night. Normally
very
we
kind
both
of you.
go. 2 nights ago, she went by herself. Last night, I went by myself. And I walk, and I go, oh, my God, he's this, that, why? He goes, well, you should have let him stay a couple of more minutes. And that's number one. And then this morning, after I make my print comment, and he gets upset, he goes, Dad, what do you mean? And he goes yelling at me. I said, don't yell at me. Don't raise your voice. And then Carla comes over. What's going on? I said, he's very sensitive about that. I said, okay, maybe I should get in a plane and go to Maine and just leave you two to be on your own.
No. You're going to run away.
Melted. I melted. Yeah, I didn't wait. But at the same time, I feel like,
you don't like Maine.
Sometimes I feel.
I mean,
I feel like the odd
you
man
really
out.
do.
I feel like the odd man out. I'm just trying to do my job, and
it's Mike. It happens anytime.
You know how you do your
sucks.
job? You do your job, and you get what you get, and you don't get upset. That's how you do your job.
And also, Mike,
how well has that worked for me over the years?
Anytime there are three people,
you get upset all the time.
You've been training me for how many years?
Mike, I've been helping you.
Yeah,
not training you.
Yeah,
it's
not
work.
training.
Yeah,
I do better than I used to.
I
did better today. Carla calls me on the way to work. Bum, bum, bum. We have a 10-minute, maybe 7-minute conversation. All is well with the world. But going back to bowling tonight. So
anytime there are three people in a relationship, there's going to be a certain amount of triangulation where some person is singled out. When Carrie and her mom and her sister used to get together, it was always great for about a day and a half. And then on the third day I could envision them all around a cauldron stirring because they turned on each other. They were just like, well, she said this and she said this and you said that and let's me and you do this. You're going to look for an ally and that leaves someone left out. I bet there are times that Carla feels left out. And there's certainly times that your son feels left out.
Yeah.
Well, he's too, in fairness, like he's just a kid, right? He's just trying to get it through life.
I'm helping. This is like the percentage.
Yeah, but at the same time, there is an issue with the O'Mara's rather intense way of communicating.
There's that.
I only know one way.
Scorched earth.
Yeah.
No, it is not scorched earth, for Christ's sake.
Salt the soil so nothing will grow.
Jesus Christ. If anything, I think I handle everybody with, what is it, kid gloves?
Yeah.
Kid leather?
Yeah.
Except for your kid.
Well, no, I handle him wonderfully.
Yeah.
I shower that kid with self-esteem building commentary.
Okay,
as well.
I can be serious. I can be serious now. I think that you, if in all fairness to you, I'm going to stop poking the bear.
This is going to be really good, Mike. Here it comes.
No, it's not.
If I were,
when he sets it up like that,
you, and I love Michael, and he's a world beater kid, he will do great things. I would want to correct the sensitive nature of his
reactions,
response to any sort of criticism of his style.
Well,
I would want to correct that and say, look, I don't have a kid. I'm probably going to ruin mine when we buy him. Listen,
it's called adopting, Oscar.
It's buying. I've seen the fees.
What we buy?
You're buying a depreciating asset. So
I am.
What I would say if I was maybe babysitting and said, Michael, there are things to worry about and things to care about. Mismatching an outfit are on that list, are not on that list.
He rolls into the bedroom. In 2 minutes comes out of the bedroom with perfection. same shirt, light blue pants,
Got it.
solid color.
Okay.
All right.
Win, win, win.
So
win.
no
He's
meltdown.
smart enough
No
to know.
meltdown.
Well, you've hung out with him with his friends quite a bit. You know his relationship with his friends. I know what he's like. I've hung out with him. He's got a marvelous sense of humor, and he does have a thick skin. Do you think if his friends had said something about his outfit, it would have bothered him the way it did when you said it?
I don't think they would, first of all, because I don't think kids
play
are
along for a
tracking with
second.
that yet.
Play along for a second.
If
Do you
the,
think
the kids had said something at school that would have upset him?
I don't think it would. Do you?
No, probably not.
You see, he values your input.
Because I
And-
do mention it to him all the time.
Yeah, and I'm sure you
Especially
also
like
praise
if we're
him.
rolling out to the golf course or something like that. I really love the way he puts himself together.
Yeah, so you
know?
praise him when he does well, and if it's a misstep and he sees you thinking it's a misstep, it probably does mean a lot to him.
My mom used to say when we weren't dressed appropriate or we were dressed mismatched.
Yeah.
She would say, "¿Qué es eso?" which is "What's that?" Same kind of situation. And then she would say,
That's a good segue too. We want to talk
she
about
would
that.
say, "Te dije como la gente," which is, "I told you, dress like the people or like the classy people or like you're someone. Like la gente.
Dress like the gentleman.
Like the gentleman." Yes.
I like it better
Dress
when
like
it's
the, see,
dressed
how are my
like,
translation skills?
Yes,
the gente.
yes,
I
yeah.
like when it's dressed like the people.
Yes.
Dress like, yeah, it's
direct
dressed like a
translation.
gentleman.
Like a gentleman.
Okay,
Yeah,
better,
yeah.
better.
Speaking of Yoli, and we will, because yesterday we didn't do it. It is the
74th birthday.
74th birthday
Yesterday.
of Oscar's mama. And she is just, he has shared her so much with this show.
Yeah.
The stories of her, and, you love her through Oscar.
Yes.
And these stories. And
She
74.
made me who I am today.
And she looks good. She feels good, hopefully.
She might have a touch of these days of what I like to call the accordion spine. She's a little hunched over more than usual.
This happens.
Mac, I got to talk to you
Spine
about
like a
that.
xylophone, I
Yes.
believe it was.
Yeah, xylophone. I'm sorry. My instruments.
Xylophone
It's been a rough day. a rough
Accordion
night.
is actually better.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is, because
So-
it's sort of sag.
Yeah.
How is her posture, actually? How is her
It's
posture?
not great because she's got some back issues. Though
Okay.
the weight's coming off with Ozempic, so God willing, we're going to up her dose as I
God,
said
I'm
to
lucky
her
as
doctor.
hell, man. When I think about my spine, I'm lucky as hell. That last shot, bingo, bango.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm talking 6 months, probably something like that. Fantastic. I'll
Knock
say
wood.
that. I'll say that.
But she's
I'll fart going to my car and I'll throw it out.
she's moving around. She's still full of fire. It's and vinegar or whatever that saying
Piss
is.
and vinegar.
Yes,
Yeah.
also fire.
Love
and I,
that
and
expression.
and I say fire because we roll out of here. I think at 5:30.
Yeah, about right.
No, 6, because I know it took an hour to get to Olney. 6 o'clock. We got there at 7 p.m. Walk in the kitchen. We're supposed to go to dinner at Sol Azteca in Olney. And
What's Sol Azteca?
Just a Mexican place.
Okay.
Sol
Sol means sun.
Azteca, yes. And my tia Toya is going to be there. My mom is going to, we're going to pick up my mom, get the package, and roll out. We walk in the door through the garage, and all I smell, and when I tell you, do you have the shocking music? Do you have that?
I have one.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
I have a
Get that
shocking
ready, please.
music for you. All right.
all I smell is natural gas.
Oh, wow. I gotta get it. Hold on. All right. One more time, please.
All I smell is natural gas.
That's bad,
And
right?
Shannon says, "Oh my God, there's a gas leak," and my mom is sitting at the dining room table with a big S-grinning smile,
Evacuate! Evacuate!
doing her makeup and watching Univision. And I said,
is Tia Toya a smoker?
no.
Perhaps just one?
So I immediately evacuate the home. And then I go back in. And where do you walk? You walk to the stove.
Of course, the kitchen.
And this lady, in her brand new 6-figure kitchen that her anesthesiologist son paid the majority for, I threw in, 10%.
Yeah.
My sister, TBD. she had left one of the burners on, just leaking gas.
But not burning.
Not burning.
Let's just turn on the light in the kitchen.
This is the first time, America, when I uttered the words, and I meant them, Leisure World.
Now listen, I've done this, and if you talked about the most dangerous, forgetful thing I do, I have multiples of leaving the gas burner on. Usually lit.
Yeah.
Usually lit. Multiple times.
But
multiple
Mike,
times.
if it's lit, it's no big deal. Because the gas
I know,
is being
but it's
burned.
still on, and you're still chewing up gas.
Yeah,
you know?
but that's
Teco.
financial, not...
Okay,
Kill
Tico or
yourself.
Teco or whatever it is down here. It rips me off. So, did the whole house reek?
Oh, it reeked.
She didn't
What
know?
scared me
How
was
did
that
she
she
not
was just
know?
doing her makeup, getting ready to go Soul Sticka for her birthday. She almost didn't make it to her. We all didn't make it to, because if I walked in
She was upstairs?
with a cigar in my hand,
Well, it has to be a pretty rich mix for a cigar to go, but it would...
Yeah, but if he dropped the cigar,
Yeah.
if he dropped the cigar, it would be, difficult.
Cakes would come over and say, "What's going on?"
Cakes.
Does he
Cakes
still live there?
Yes, Cakes would call house away, like one house between us. Cakes would call me and
how
say,
long
"Hey,
is
sorry for the call. But it looks like your house is down to the felt."
Not too money, Rick.
No, wow, I'd be ricked.
He would be totally ricked.
So,
Okay, sitting there having his, having his evening Eggo. Is that Oscar's house? Is that Oscar's mom's house right there?
I didn't make a big deal about it to my mom, and I didn't tell my brother and sister because I don't want to. I'm not the person that calls you at 9 p.m. and then gives you some news that's going to keep you up all night, right?
Right.
I'm going to call you the next day and let you deal with it during the day, because in the middle of the night, I'm more thoughtful of that. Most people in my life would just ruin my day at any time and tell me things that I don't need to know about that are not my business that I can deal with the next day.
I get it.
How did you deal with your mom though, when you realized what was going on?
Like a child. I said,
So
Mom,
you let her know like right away.
I said, no, I didn't I let her know. Actually, I let her know like a stranger's child, because I have more respect, because my kids would get yelled at.
Right.
Stranger's child.
A stranger's child you can't yell at. I said, Mom, we got to step outside, and I'm going to get your coat, and I'm going to put you in the Volvo, and I'll put on Radio Mundo, the Spanish channel, and then let me get the house aired out.
Did she not smell the gas?
She did not smell anything. She thought I was overreacting.
Was the aunt there yet?
No,
She was going to meet you at the restaurant?
she was going to meet us at the restaurant.
Well, Mike, the aunt was there, but she was face down in the carpet.
And we walked
And
out.
she had a very nice patina on her skin.
It's a beautiful patina.
We walked out after we cleared the house,
yeah.
and it was like 30 minutes to dissipate the gas.
Right.
And she goes, "What happened?" And I said, "Mom, you must have bumped the burner and just left it on." I said, we have to figure out something to do. I think they sell like safety gear for kids. We just put them on. We'll work it out." And she said, "Oh my God." She goes, "If you hadn't come tonight," she starts crying.
Oh, no.
And then doing the sign of the cross. Like,
Happy birthday.
she goes, "If you wouldn't have come tonight, I would have gone to bed tonight alone and woken up dura," which means hard.
It's stiff.
Stiff.
Happy birthday.
She goes, "I would have woken up
to
dura,
you."
stiff." And then she's like, "Thank you for coming and celebrating with your mom. You saved my life." And then
She would have come home after a nice big birthday
there
dinner.
would have been no dinner. We were actually, this is what's crazy. This is why Holy Spirit Activate
I didn't realize that was a thing.
is such a big deal. And this is why I'm a man of faith, Mike. I'm a
Yeah, I say
I'm a
that all
fallen
the time.
Catholic, but I'm a man of faith.
Sure. Right.
And by the way, we stand with our brothers and sisters, our Jewish brothers and sisters. I just want to clarify that. We stand with them.
Why
This
was
show
that
does.
in need of clarifying?
Because my mom was talking about that yesterday all through dinner, and she said that we need to be vocal, and because we have a broadcast outlet, to make sure you tell the world that that's what we do. Right?
You bastard.
Yeah.
I know.
Mike,
would you like to
I've been
review?
wanting to talk about it for some time, and I said, man, let me just throw that out there.
Do you remember the pre-show yesterday?
When
Rob
Oscar,
Spiewak?
when
Do
Oscar,
you remember
and
when I brought
quote,
the pre-show to you?
When
yes.
I quote, Oscar says, "Can we not address that?"
No,
That's exactly correct.
I know. I said, did we address that the day before, and we could
Yes,
not
we
discuss
did.
it at a high level? Do we
Yes.
have to address it again today? That's what I said.
I said, went along with it.
Yeah, because no one had any reference of like, how can we discuss it? Can we talk about it? We said it's
I
heavy.
talked about it the day before,
Yes,
too.
yes, yeah. So I'm
that
saying
it was on my mind, and I was just going to say the one thing I was going to say.
You didn't say this yesterday, though.
The one thing I was going to say yesterday was that it's everywhere.
Yes.
It's very much in the social consciousness of everyone, and it is overwhelming.
Correct.
And it sucks, and it's horrible, and stand with Israel. If you have people that look there, I understand conflict, but you cannot justify what was done to people, innocent civilians, and the way it was done. Unfortunately, when crap like that happens and you have attacked a military power like that, I'm sorry, all bets are off.
Yeah.
Stand with Israel.
You're here.
There you go. There it is. Now, that we could spend hours talking
Smash
about
cut back to Yoli in the car.
the global income, the global
impact,
socioeconomic situation that dates back to 1948, but we're not doing that.
Right.
I just want to say for now, it's horrible. My heart goes out to all the people over there. Go ahead.
Smash cut back to Oni.
Yes.
And she's crying. And
she would have come home.
She said
after that big Spanish
because we were supposed to
flush the toilet.
Everything happens for a reason.
And then, sorry. Thank you. Sorry about that.
Sundays are for family, unless ESPN says Sundays are for football. So every Sunday.
How do you say ESPN? What are the letters in Spanish?
ESPN, or as we like to call it, El Ocho.
ESPN.
Yes.
The Ocho, that's from the dodgeball movie,
yes,
right?
Yes, it is.
ESPN, the Ocho.
So she goes, you stop coming on Sundays because you have to work. And so you didn't come this Sunday when we usually would celebrate my birthday. But God brought you on my birthday, the day that I forgot to turn off the burner. And
she's very spiritual.
Yeah, but my math says she would have been, gone.
Right.
If we would not have arrived, because how long does it take natural gas for you to pass out?
I think it's different than carbon monoxide, correct?
I believe so.
Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's more, the danger with a gas leak of that kind is more the explosion than, right? But I don't know enough. I know
she
carbon monoxide is the silent, it's the silent,
killer.
It doesn't have
that was heart disease.
They add the odor to propane and natural gas so you can sense a leak. That's not natural for it to smell.
Really?
They add the odor
I didn't
for
know
safety.
That.
But carbon monoxide, tasteless, odorless, and relentless.
And do you think if she came downstairs?
She was downstairs. She was in the kitchen.
You said she was getting ready.
Dining room table. When you live alone in a cartoon-sized house, you do what you want.
She was
doing her makeup, getting ready to go out.
At the dining room table on the main floor.
At the dining room table, main floor, with her little makeup mirror, and watching her TV. And when I tell you it reeked, Shannon... she walked into the garage, which by the way could have triggered the explosion because there's some sort of pew,
Yeah, there's an electric circuit.
And she said, it smells like gas. And I was like, oh, my mom probably just got home. Thinking the car smelled like fumes.
Could be.
And when
Did you address the lack of olfactory awareness where she couldn't smell that gas?
Could be a COVID thing. Could be long
She just
COVID.
had COVID.
Oh.
If you recall.
Yes.
All right.
I immediately, during dinner, I pretended like I was answering emails for work, ordered safety gear for the stove that she has.
What kind of safety gear do you get?
They have
what do you
clear
get?
plastic knobs made for children that will work just fine for my mom, that have to pop up for the dials, and then you have to You have to actually actively push.
Push it down, almost like
they're like a cap around
the aspirin bottle.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to push to activate.
Will it look?
Is this
tacky?
a high-end stove?
Oh yeah, it's gonna ruin the look of the whole thing. Yeah.
Save the original knobs for when you resell.
But
How did she think she did it? Did she bump into it?
I'll tell you how she did it.
Okay.
Because
So you have to push it in and twist.
Because I've watched too much CSI, I think.
Okay.
Because I went back and tried to figure if my mom's. I'm such an asshole. You can leave that in.
Horrible word.
I was like, okay, did my mom's gut hit this thing?
Oh no.
Or did her arm hit this thing? Or did did her purse hit this thing? So I put on my mom's purse first because every old lady has a huge purse.
So
you're
actually
wearing recreating the scene of the crime.
You're wearing the purse?
Yeah, so then I take
stockings?
I take the corner as with my mom's purse and I hit the knobs.
Right.
They do move a little bit, but not enough to turn on the gas.
Okay.
And then I pretended like I had a big gut, and then I got up on the stove and started moving, reaching over to the microwave.
Right.
I was like, her gut hits the stove, turns on the stove, and then she's reaching for the microwave. The little dials come up. Yes.
Could she have conceivably turned off a burner after making lunch or whatever? Turned off a burner where it was low enough for the flame to go out, but it's still.
She could have, Mike, if she cooked. But the body of evidence, probably the wrong word to use. The evidence I found
was no cooking.
No cooking because there was a Domino's pizza happy birthday to me box on the stove.
You know, sometimes
from lunch,
the flame can blow out. If there is a sudden gust of air or something, the flame can go out.
But she wasn't cooking.
Yeah, but she could be. The burner had to be turned on somehow.
Yeah, but there's gas coming out, so the flame.
Right. Yeah, so what if this could have been going on for some time? You don't know. She turned it on for some reason.
I was there on Friday night, so there was nothing there. Yeah.
Okay, but she has to have cooked between
Did
Friday
she have
night
an answer for why it might have gone on?
She did. She said that she was moving a pan from the stove or something from the stove to the microwave, and she had set it on the actual knobs as to brace it before she opened something up, and that's what probably turned it on.
All right, there it is. Mm-hmm. That's an explanation. It's plausible.
And I redid those moves, and it did trigger the gas without a flame.
There's your answer.
Yes.
Yeah. And so you don't have to worry. I don't think you have to get.
Does she have any friends or neighbors that would have a motive to do her damage?
No, but that's a great question.
She could come by for coffee and go in for a refill and just juggle that knob.
Or
and goodbye.
She did have.
Dolly, are you home?
The only other outlier is she had a refrigerator delivered, and she could have been so foreign and mean to them that somebody walked in and asked for a drink of water and just turned on the gas.
No. It's the thing. It's the pot on there. No.
Gotta be.
Is she mean to people that are deliver furniture and stuff?
I don't think so, but that's what I was trying to figure out. How could she create enemies so quickly?
Does she tip?
My mom?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she tips, but the tipping that she does has not been adjusted for inflation.
Okay, this could be a problem.
Okay. All right. Well, was the birthday dinner decent?
It was great because we all made jokes about her still being with us and not dying. It was wonderful.
Right.
What did you eat?
Very good.
What did I eat? Oh, I ate my emotions. I had steak and chicken fajitas.
Nice.
And then when my mom didn't finish her flan, I had her flan because I was because I'm an emotional eater. That's
Everybody had a blast. Anyway, that's it. We got to take a break. We'll come back with a roundtable after this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about Chime, shall we?
Please.
Credit scores might not seem like a big deal, but low or no credit can jam up your financial dreams. Chime will sweep in with its secured Credit Builder Visa credit card. Millions trust it to power up their credit scores. You can safely boost your score with everyday buys and prompt payments, no annual fees, and no credit check to begin, plus no minimum balance or overdraft fees. It's your passport to all Visa-accepted spots, all while bolstering your credit with your own funds. Level up your credit game with Chime. Seize your financial future. Start building up your credit right now. Open a Chime checking account with at least a $200 qualifying direct deposit to get started. Get started at chime.com/TMOS. That's chime.com/TMOS. The Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card is issued by Stride Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Chime checking account and $200 qualifying direct deposit required to apply. Out-of-network ATM withdrawal fees may apply as well. On-time payment history may have a positive impact on your credit score. Late payment may cause a negative impact on your credit score. Results may vary. Release the Kraken.
The Kraken smells like gas today.
Oh, my God.
How do they know I've got gas?
Gas.
Well, you all had it after you left that
Clearly.
restaurant. That's for sure. Am I right, boys? Anyway, let's play the regular boom, shall we?
Yeah.
Seinfeld had one of the most controversial finales in the history of TV.
Hated it.
If you didn't like it, here's some interesting news for you. At the end of a stand-up gig in Boston over the weekend, Hello, Jerry. Hello, Newman. He did a Q&A, and someone asked him if he was happy with the way the show ended, and he dropped this bombshell. Here's his quote. I have a little secret for you. I won't do my terrible
Please.
Jerry.
No, a little bit is nice.
I have a little secret about the ending. Something is going to happen that has to do with that ending. It hasn't happened yet. Just what you're thinking about. Larry David and I have also been thinking about it. So you'll see, we'll see, which means perhaps a reboot.
There was a rumor that they were going to redo that last season.
Oh, they're going to just redo the last season?
There was a rumor that they were going to redo
So just a one and done, do one season. Oh,
I
that's
thought
pretty
that
cool.
that was addressed when they made the reboot the topic of one of the seasons of Curb. Because remember, they had all the actors in Curb doing it.
They could, no, like the full last season.
Oh, I think he's playing with fire. He should just leave that thing low.
How much worse could it be? And you know, these guys, they say they're done and they realize that they might have been a one-trick pony. They want that fame back and they want that
But
money.
the classy move is to, when you go out on top, which he did, even though the finale was no good, is to leave it lay.
And now you've got Frasier getting panned horribly,
viciously,
with the with the recreation of the Frasier show.
He won't let his son sit on his couch because he's wearing jeans.
Is that? Yeah.
That's the promo.
So did you watch it?
No,
Did
no,
you
I
watch
just
it?
saw the promo.
Has it been released yet?
I think
No, right?
It releases
It's just the trailer
tomorrow, I believe.
I can't wait
to streaming, and
I'd like
then
to
it
see
airs
it.
on TV after that.
I won't even.
The
waste
reviews
my
are terrible?
time on
I
it.
haven't seen
The
them.
reviews
Bad, yeah.
are very, very bad. Look, it ain't about the money. Obviously, not with Seinfeld.
No, he's
but
got all the money.
It could be something where
Maybe it's ego.
it's the itch. The man has stayed very active.
Yeah,
Comedians in Cars with Coffee.
But that's not a sitcom.
It's not a sitcom, but he stayed very active, and perhaps that's the. He looks back on that creatively as one of the better times in his life, and he wants to do it.
How about this? I get offered Jerry Seinfeld tickets on my feed all the time. There was a day and time where you couldn't even get them.
Right.
Maybe he also realizes that he's not selling out right away, so he needs to get into the consciousness of today's youth.
Aging out. Do you think Larry David would play along, though? Because Larry David was the most important part.
Larry David is more famous than Seinfeld right now in certain demographics.
If Larry David mentioned, if Jerry Seinfeld mentioned Larry David when he was referencing this, yeah, that would sound like he's on board. We'll
because I think one of
see.
the reasons people hated the final season is that Larry David was not involved except for the finale. He had left by that time.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that he thinks Larry can fix it?
Well, I think the whole thing
watch.
is pretty good. We'll have to wait
La
and see.
la la.
According to a poll of 2,000 young people aged 14 to 25, Taylor Swift is the artist who has the most positive impact on mood and well-being. I know that you guys have mentioned this to me, that she is super positive at her shows. It's a pleasant experience. There is a aura about her.
Love.
Yeah.
Ed Sheeran is a close second. Really? A close second? That's interesting.
Wow.
Check this out. Nearly 2/3 of those polled say that a shared appreciation of artists through dedicated fan bases also has a positive influence.
Yeah.
If you get something you love, you stick with it. That makes you feel good.
You don't have the third artist, do you? Because I happen to know who it is.
Who is it?
Lewis Black.
I don't understand it. Why are they getting back together again?
I think that the Ed Sheeran is behind this poll. Because Ed
Because
Sheeran
he wants to be a close second.
Ed Sheeran is doing everything right now to be noticed. He's been a sort of under the radar. He's not broken huge like Taylor Swift.
I'm going to sound, since we started the show with me being an old man,
Yeah.
I'm going to sound like oldie McOldie radio.
Okay.
If I was to go right after the show, for example, throw it on in my car
Right.
and listen to the latest Taylor Swift,
Mm-hmm.
would I be yay or would I be nay?
I think you'd be yay.
Really?
It is really slick music. It's not what I go to listen to, but her
it's
hit
good
singles
music.
are good music. Yeah.
Yeah, and
I'm not that much of a connoisseur of
but it's
Taylor Swift.
but you know good music.
Yeah.
I do know good music,
Right?
Yeah,
And you know, and you
absolutely.
still know a hit when you
the
hear
radio
it.
program director.
Yeah.
We all have to know good music.
Mm-hmm. I think I think you'd be okay with it.
Yeah, there were a lot of songs I go back to. I had one big miss, a song that I grudgingly played on WYRE that I didn't care for, but it was a massive, massive hit, and that was Electric Avenue because I don't like reggae. So that was
Is it reggae?
It is.
Well, no, it's not reggae, but it's
like-
reggae influence.
It has that feel, yeah.
It does? I never even felt that before.
He came from a reggae
Can you play
inspired.
it real quick?
Yeah, he had a
Back in
reggae.
the city of Ramana. That
Yeah.
that's a reggae influence song.
He had
Absolutely.
he came from a
Let
band
me hear
called
it.
The Specials.
I could be wrong. I thought
We're
reggae
gonna
was
rock
like
down to Electric Avenue.
Bob Marley
Dun, dun, dun,
reggae.
It has
Yeah.
a Bob Marley. It has a
Ziggy
Bob
Marley.
Marley feel
It
to
does.
it.
It does, absolutely.
I feel like Red Wine has a more of an island reggae. feel,
Much
though.
more so.
Yeah.
but this is definitely
WYRE 81 WYRE, where your friends are. Your AccuWeather and Tide timetable are brought to you by your official Chesapeake Bay Yacht Club's Association station, WYRE, the 1981 station of the year. Thank you.
Do you know that in Falls Church, Virginia, there is an Electric Avenue? And when we were on our school bus when I was 10 years old, it was the biggest deal in the world.
I bet it was.
When we drove
I bet
on,
it was.
I said, we're rocking on down to Electric Avenue.
That's exciting.
It
That's
was.
very, very exciting. But I also, it might have been Saving All My Love for You. I think that was
I
the
know
one.
it was a Whitney song, right?
Yeah, Whitney song.
Yeah.
Did you break
played.
any that you felt like
yeah,
you were
when
like
you're- when you're
you were the
in
only
that-
one?
When you're in that market, you don't necessarily break songs, but you definitely are the first in the little town you're in to play it. And it's such a little town, it doesn't really matter a whole hell of a lot. But yeah, there was. I mean, back in the day, I was a program director where I would get the visits from record company promoters who would play music for me. It was great. One of my favorite parts of the job. It was a lot of fun to do.
Get
that.
to know me.
Get to know me. There you go. Thank you. Thank you. Sports commentator Bob Costas saved his friend's life at a restaurant in New York. Yeah, that's what you thought. The guy started choking on something and turned red.
Look out.
So, go, Bob. Oh, my God.
You don't look well. Did
Bob-
Bob Costas still have pink eye when he was doing this?
Bob sprung to action. Did the Heimlich maneuver on the man. Here's his quote. Luckily enough, it worked out. I don't know if I saved his life, but I saved him considerable discomfort. That's for sure. That is a wonderful, humble answer.
Yes.
He was trying to be humble, and I think he scored with that.
Mhm.
That was a very humble way of saying it. And, not going, well, it's the least I could do. So a less savvy personality would probably say something assy like that.
I would have said, how does it feel? I said, I don't know about that.
I don't know. Bob's rep said Bob doesn't think this was that big of a deal. He really feels like he did what just about anyone else would do in a similar situation.
Al Michaels wouldn't do it.
No.
No way. He'd be like, I'm not going near that carrot.
One day call back.
Yeah. God, what an ass munch. Anyway, remember when people carried actual coins? Does anybody have a coin? Does anybody have a coin in their pocket?
I don't. I think
No.
I have one in my office.
That's
I don't feel naked without cash.
doesn't
I feel
matter
weird
because-
having coins.
But it doesn't matter. But this story is
Where
there
would
because
you
you'll
ever
know-
use them?
in a football game. A new study
Snap.
has found that coin tosses actually have a slight tendency to land on the same side they started from.
Really?
The study recorded more than 350,000 coin flips and they found that coins landed on the same side. This is it. Doesn't matter. 51% of the time.
So almost negligible, but enough to be not totally
1%.
random.
Rather than being completely random,
Yeah.
it was 51%.
There's
I love coins.
just a quick, I guess, consumer alert. There are now applications that scan your coins using your camera's phone and give you the value of those coins. Isn't that crazy?
That is, boy, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a nice little nugget right there.
I scanned a quarter, and instantly it says 25 cents.
What if you had a Buffalo nickel? You want to know which
Yeah, or
iteration
you
of the
have an
Buffalo
old
nickel
coin
it is?
and you
Yeah.
want to
Yes.
scan it because,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So the roulette wheel, by the way, that makes casinos millions has the similar odds.
Really?
Yeah, but what would be the
If you're
favorite?
doing red, black, odd, even.
Oh, okay.
right?
All right. Very good. I see.
Mike, do you ever look back at your gambling
Mhm.
and you're like, what a waste of money?
You very regularly.
Because I look
I think one thought.
What?
I go back and I said, what if all the
Yeah. Add up the
time?
losses.
But
Or
it was never such to such a degree where the gambling itself at the time,
Mhm.
you know, you hear there they are spending their kids' college money. It
No,
was
no,
never
no,
that kind
I
of gambling.
get that.
But I look back at the career of gambling.
The
and I
lifetime
said,
losses.
I wonder what that total might be, and that's significant.
Because
You can't look at
I
that,
can
though.
justify sports gambling for the ups and downs of making a day blow by at a higher level, especially when your team's losing. I don't know
Yeah,
why I
gambling
justify
for
that.
fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
But gambling, Las Vegas style gambling.
Las Vegas style gambling, not at the moment, because it's never been, oh my God, what are
Yes.
we going to do? But it has been significant over there. And if you like had a calculator and go, and you went like through all the dates.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
But you'd have to,
But as a rule-
you'd have to take the wins and balance it out with the wins.
Even when you're losing.
Yeah.
I know about you. You like the action. You have
I
fun.
love the action.
You have fun when you're
Yeah, I can
doing
sit
it.
at a penny
But
slot
how
and
much
watch
is
the bells
fun
and stuff.
worth?
Well, that is
It,
it. But
it depends on the day.
Yeah.
It depends on the state of your situation.
if you're out
I've
buying
never done it.
$20 scallops or whatever, ravioli, you know, there's a price on that too. But
Yeah,
that's
you
fun.
hear about it all the time. For example,
Diminishing
most
returns.
Yeah.
John Daly.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
with his income level, he was going out of his mind. He never should have. Phil Mickelson, same thing. These guys, did they make millions? But you can't gamble like they do for any
Right.
sustainable period of time. I never was in that category.
Hmm.
I never was, because that would be probably. Well, I see these people when I look at the slots online, when I'm watching people gamble.
yeah.
You see people all the time doing it, and you're like, my God.
If your mindset is I'm just being entertained and you're not foregoing,
That's how I look at it. Yeah.
But I never.
quality of
But
life.
there were times that I've never approached it like
Yeah.
that. I love the action, as Rob said. I love the gaming.
Yes.
I love that part of it. But I've also, gambled more than I should have on a number of occasions, but not a lot. But on a number of occasions I have. But I've never been in the situation where, oh my God, what am I going to do with the future of my life? No.
Yeah.
And there are people.
Well, that's
that
why
you see,
it's an addiction, right? It's a disease.
It's and another modifier on it. I still think there's an addictive quality to it, even though I don't do it to such a degree. But like when you get me in that environment, it's tough. Just like anything with me.
Yeah.
If you get me started on it, I don't like. I'd rather do that than anything. Get me into a Las Vegas environment.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, we're going to the greatest show. We're going to the greatest restaurant. Get me at a slot machine.
We went to what Harrah's in New Orleans before I did the math and figured out that
Horrible
the
casino, by the
gambling
way.
laws in New Orleans are so that the payout and the share that they are
It was
legally
horrible.
yeah.
made complete sense because you're like, yeah,
Because everybody
nobody
on
won.
that trip,
Nobody won.
everybody on that
Everybody
trip was
lost.
getting their crap kicked out of them. So anyway, the coin flip is still random enough to decide where to get lunch, but this research could change things for more impactful stuff like gambling, where high stakes are involved. This isn't the first time someone talked about same-side bias. Back in 2007, researchers from Stanford did the math and determined that vigorously flipped coins tend to come up the same way they started, 51% of the time. There's one caveat. In both of these experiments, the coins were flipped and then caught. There was no bouncing on the ground like they do in the NFL.
Well, I know that in the NFL, the Super Bowl this year, they're going to use a magic 8-ball to determine who gets the kickoff.
Could be yours.
Ask
or
again
whatever the
later.
hell. Yeah, ask again later. Thank you. Finally, an amorous couple stopped traffic in Madrid's busiest street with this display of passion that provided some unexpected entertainment for tourists and locals. The pair of people showed their love for one another in a hotel first-room window on the Spanish capital's famous Gran Via.
Big road.
But were caught out because the light was on and there was no curtain. It must have been a low-light situation out on the street.
I would think.
It was a silhouetted show, which took place on a Sunday evening. There it is.
Yes.
At a hotel identified locally as the 4-star Vinci Capital. It was a viral video that was posted online. The shocked onlookers included English-speaking tourists who joined locals packing the pavement across from the hotel to watch the X-rated action. And even a bicycle-riding food delivery driver was caught gawking with his bag of food on the back of his bicycle.
Wow.
Hey, keep going, Spain. Way to go, Spain. Keep up the good work, baby.
What happened to my bag of food?
Oh, my God. It's completely spoiled. It's completely spoiled. But we enjoyed the show. Yeah, maybe they'll be back next week. Anyway, we got to take a break. We'll come back with fun and thrills. This is the Michael O'Meara Show. I'm drinking it right now, and I love it so bad. I always love it. Liquid IV. It's just fantastic. This is the sugar-free peach variety that I have
love
in my
it. The
hand.
peach is my favorite.
Elevate your hydration with Liquid IV. It's America's #1 powdered hydration brand, whether it's morning, pre-workout, post-party, during long flights, out on the golf course when it's really hot. One stick hydrates twice as fast as water and provides essential vitamins and 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks. 12 delicious flavors. Staying hydrated has never been more exciting, so join us making a global impact because Liquid IV donates 39 million servings across 50 countries. They have done that already. Choose Liquid IV for revitalizing and world-changing hydration. Real people, real flavor, real hydrating. Grab your Liquid IV in bulk nationwide at Costco or get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code TMOS at checkout. You can go to our website and do that. That's 20% off anything when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code TMOS at liquidiv.com. I am ready for a quiz.
Oh, are you? Good. I think you'll
I'm
like
ready
this.
for your American quiz. Rock and roll.
Now, Mike,
I'm ready.
this comes from
Roll
a
out.
real government document. I was put out by the Census. Oh, and I actually have a theme song.
Big census.
Big Census. I have a theme song for this. Here we go. This
right.
is for our American quiz.
I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere.
That is John Cash.
Jack Cash.
Jack Cash.
So there is an actual document put out by
Big
the U.S.
John
Census.
Cash.
Only talking about John.
See, he won't be able to stop if I keep doing this. All right.
Okay.
Jonathan Cash.
Mike, there is a document put out by the Census
Try to continue.
that gives the appropriate way to refer to people of a state. So, for example, I'll give away 2 that are obvious. If you live in Virginia, you are a Virginian.
Virginian.
Right. If you live in California, you're a Californian.
No, that's not right.
Oh, no, it's not?
No, if you're in California, you are a tree-hugging soft lib.
How dare you?
Mike, that is not recognized by the
That's
federal
our
government.
people.
I'm sorry.
So,
So,
hey, what are you doing here?
I came up the 101 to
Right.
the 5. So, I have the
You know,
state.
Golan, the guy from Mac's favorite character from yesterday's show,
Yeah.
he lives in California.
Does he?
You may press this. It's your brother in Hollywood Hills, my precious.
And
call him-
Golem is Gollum's cousin.
That's
Gollum?
Golan. Is
Gollum.
Golan
What is it,
is
Gollum?
Golem.
Yes.
What is the pronunciation of the
It's
character?
Gollum.
Gollum.
I just, my precious, I don't watch the show in pieces.
All right, go ahead.
Golan, what is your favorite Academy Award-winning movie?
I'm a fan of Gandhi, my precious. Gandhi, my precious, because it's so long. many hours to kill, my precious.
I thought you would say the movie Precious.
Precious.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Go. Was it Gollum?
Yeah,
Gollum.
Gollum.
Tom's brain does not work that fast.
Okay, so Mike, here is your quiz. What
Yes.
do you call a resident of Arkansas?
A Razorback.
No, I'm sorry. Remember, this is recognized by the federal government. Oscar, what
An
do you call
Arcanian.
that? Is
I know what it is.
All right.
It's an Arkansan.
It is an Arkansan.
No.
That is exactly
Yeah,
right.
that's
Very
okay.
close.
Thank you for narrowing that because
Yes.
now I can
Okay.
approach it that way.
Oscar, what do you call someone who lives in Colorado?
A Coloradian.
Ooh, I can't accept.
Coloradian.
I cannot accept
No, it's
that.
just like Arkansas. It's a Coloradan.
That's exactly right, Mike. Very good.
This is not boding well for me.
Mike, what do you call someone who lives in Connecticut?
White.
Wow, my home state.
Yeah.
A nutmegger. It was a nutmeg state for a while. What the hell? I grew up in that state.
You
Oscar,
should know this.
A person who lives in Connecticut is?
A
A
Connecticut.
Yankee?
No, a Connecticutter.
Oh, that
By
I
the
grew
way,
up in
they
that
should
state.
change that.
Recognized
I
by
grew
the
up in that
federal
state.
government.
Never-
is strange and it rolls off the tongue, not at all.
Never heard it in my life.
Recognized by the federal government.
It
It's
sounds
not
like a
Great quiz,
marital.
by the
you
way,
know what?
Rob.
That's-
Great quiz.
That sounds like a marital aid.
a Connecticutter?
Yes.
That would be a Connecticutter. Maybe.
Great quiz.
All right. What do you call someone, Oscar will lead with you on this one, from Delaware, like our president?
Oh, Del Marvin? No.
I like points for creativity. Mike, anything for Delaware?
A Delawarean.
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 Yeah, that's what we need for
All right.
that.
Delawarean. My fellow Delawareans.
Mike, what do you call a resident of Hawaii?
An islander.
I'm sorry. Incorrect. Oscar.
Lucky.
That is true, but incorrect.
A Hawaiian.
No, this shocked me.
How about a nice Hawaiian punch?
Mike, the actual way the census fruit juicy, the actual way you refer to someone who lives in Hawaii is a Hawaii resident.
Oh, boring.
I know, right?
Super
Like someone
boring.
punted when they wrote that down.
Yeah, that's a punt.
Yeah.
That's a Hawaiian punt.
Hawaiian punt.
There you go.
That's funny.
Okay.
A Hawaii. How about a nice Hawaiian punt? I don't know why that's making me laugh. but
Sounds
it is.
dirty. Oscar, what do you
Yes.
call someone from Indiana?
Oh, help.
When you getting back?
That's your accent.
Did you get back? She's
That's-
getting it. Oh, tis the season down here.
Oh,
for
I
that.
bet. I
Did
bet.
you get back? Hi, how was your summer? Back. And it's like this big
We're
reunion.
coming back.
Oscar?
Yes.
in Indianan?
Oh, I'm sorry. Incorrect. Mike.
A Hoosier.
A Hoosier is absolutely right.
Really?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
recognized by the federal
Oh
government.
my God.
Mike, someone from Illinois.
Illinoisan.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I'll give that to you.
Illinois Minson.
No, because you know what? The silent S threw me. I thought it might, when I glanced in, I thought it
An
might be
Illinoisan.
Illinois.
Where do you think it was going to go? Be an Illinoisian?
Well, that's what I saw. So you know
Okay.
what? You get credit, so don't be
Illinoisan.
fussy. Oscar,
The S is silent.
I
It
haven't
is.
got anything right.
Iowa.
Oh, I know this.
Yeah.
Yep, this is easy.
Oh God.
And don't think of the team.
I just
and the
keep on
college.
thinking of the Captain Steves.
That's exactly right. No, it's not right.
I don't know.
Mike, Iowa.
A corn dimpler.
No, we're looking for Iowan.
I know it would be Iowan, but that was
We will
getting, it
also
was getting
accept
repetitive.
Iowan sounds so normal
It does. It does.
that I should have guessed that. Damn.
Iowan.
We'll also accept a Lang for Iowa. Mike, someone from
Is
Massachusetts.
that like a Tommy Lang joke?
It was a Tommy Lang
Oh, that
reference,
was
not so
nice.
much a
The
joke.
dub.
All right.
Massachusetts, Mike. Massachusetts.
The Minutemen.
what are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'm just
jumped
blurting
in.
out. I'm blurting out.
Is
I'm
it
blurting
right?
out.
It's
I would
not,
say-
it's not right.
All right, Massachusetts would be a Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. Yes, I'll give it to you. S-A-N is the end. Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
Gesundheit.
Yeah. Oscar, Mississippi.
Mississippian?
Hey, Oscar gets one.
Finally.
That's pretty
What is
good.
it?
A
Mississippian.
Mississippian.
For Mississippi?
Yeah, Mississippian.
I would have guessed totally
No, you can't even
Oh,
say
sorry.
that.
The water.
Water? Okay.
Silly.
Mike,
That's not fair. I love it. I loved Biloxi. Lost
You'll-
some money there too
Mike,
with my gambling habits.
speaking of gambling, Nevada.
Easy, Nevadan.
That's exactly right. Oscar, New Hampshire.
Oh, Hampshirean.
No, I'm sorry. Mike, New Hampshire.
Don't tread on me.
No, it's New Hampshireite.
A New Hampshireite. Okay. All right.
New
That
Hampshire.
sounds
Couple more here.
terrible.
Tennessee. Oscar.
Tennessean.
That's exactly right.
I know.
They're all boring. They're all the same.
Well, we were getting
You just
them
put
wrong
an
before.
N, you just put an N on them.
Mike, Utah.
A Mormon.
That's probably a good guess. But
That had an N on it.
Oscar, well, it doesn't.
Utah's beautiful.
They don't have to end in N.
The
to it.
Utes.
It's not a Ute.
A Utah.
Utahn.
A Utahan.
No, it's
It's
How's it
two
spelled?
syllables. It's not a Utahan.
Mike. It is. It's Utahn. Utahn.
A Utahan.
There's no vowel to make it Utah in.
But I mean, it would be a Utah.
Isn't it
N.
a silent
A
vowel?
Utah. It would perhaps be an AW sound. A Utah.
Okay, yeah, but that's different than what
But
you
not
said.
a Utah.
Utahn.
All right. Yeah, who
And it
cares?
ends in end. And I hold in my hand
I don't know anything about that.
the final one. Oscar from
Yes.
Wyoming.
Oh, God. Wyomingian?
No. Mike, Wyoming.
I drove through that state on a motorcycle really fast with a 35-mile-an-hour steady wind so that Jimmy and I had to lean our motorcycles into the wind.
Terrifying.
Did
That's
you
when
feel
I used
like
to
a
be able to
resident?
travel. Now Jimmy still travels, and I'm down here.
Did you feel like a resident
Eating-
of Wyoming when you did that?
I felt nervous because we were going really fast, and they had these double 18-wheelers, these double trailers that were past us. I think they had grain in them, and they were flying past us, and we were going like 75.
And you saw the Blues Brothers.
And Jimmy almost wrecked his motorcycle.
But Mike,
If you'd like to see the imagery, I'll give you one quickie, all right? Jimmy, a very, very significant fan of anything pop culture.
Yeah.
So I am leading the pack because we gave Jimmy a chance to do that, and he took a wrong turn and then went 2 miles down the road before he noticed.
Right.
Jimmy is in back of me, and our friend Rich Hosteley is on his Sportster. Guy's like 6'5" on a Sportster.
It's just
That was
that's a
funny to
little
see.
motorcycle, right?
Tiny motor.
Yeah.
That big guy on a little motorcycle. And I'm in the front, cruising along, leaning into it. I see the Blues Brothers mobile. There are a million of them. They do promotional events. And in the front seat, skinny guy with a black suit and black tie, and a fat guy with a black suit and
Going
black
to
tie.
a gig, yeah.
Big speaker up on top of it. And they're driving along, and I look in my side view mirror of my motorcycle after it goes by us, and Jimmy has both hands off the handlebars, going like this. Jesus.
Like
We
you
are
didn't
so
see
lucky
it.
to. We're so We
terrifying.
are like pull over, go catch them. We're so lucky to survive that.
Mike, that said, what do you call someone from Wyoming?
A Wyoming.
Wyomingite.
A Wyomingite. What about Maine?
Maine is simple. That's a Mainer.
A Mainer, but
Yeah.
we used to say Mainites.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah, well, we used to say Mainite, but then they didn't like that. The locals, people from away might have said Mainite, but locals did. They like Mainer.
Well, there's
You're a Mainer.
most of them are fairly obvious. I thought I highlighted the best ones. So,
What about Florida? Floridian?
idiot.
I knew it had an I. I knew it had a D and an I in there somewhere. I knew it was there. Well, we got to take a break. We'll come back with Rob Spiewak and
Not
we got
yet.
no, I'm sorry. We're going to come back with Sad Baltimore.
Oh,
And,
no.
Oh, sorry about that. I ain't been paying attention to baseball, but Oscar has. We'll be right back. See, I was patting because I thought we were, and now I know we're
very late.
horrifically late.
That's fine.
This podcast sponsored by Groove Life. You know what time it is? It's time to update your wallet. The Groove Wallet, a sleek, low-profile aluminum wallet engineered for everyday use. Listen, we have been using these for a really, really long period of time.
Love it.
And I am here to tell you that when they lay the little warranty on them, which is what, 94 years?
I believe that's
for
right.
these?
Yeah.
It makes total sense to me because as I'm looking at this right now, I'm understanding absolutely completely why these things are warranted the way they are, because they are truly beautiful pieces of manufacturing. And the cool thing about the Groove Life wallet that we talk about, it's got a little thumb rubber stick on the bottom right here, and you put your thumb on it, and then you flip it, and your cards come up like this.
It fans them. It's fantastic.
Great. It's really a terrific item. One thumb motion, perfectly fans out. 6 cards, get up to 6 cards for easy access. Comes with Groove Life's 94-year no BS warranty. Plus, they just launched a new attachment, the Groove Wallet Go.
Look at here.
It attaches to your iPhone. Rob's got it right there. It's got innovative micro-suction technology to pop onto your iPhone. It gives the ability to add another 3 cards plus cash. The wallet is so slim you can easily fit it in your front pocket. You'll barely know it's there. And don't forget, Groove Life makes the best belts in the world. I think I have 6 of them now. 5 or 6 of them now. It's time to bring your wallet into the 21st century. Head to groovelife.com/TMOS for 20% off all Groove Life products. That's the best offer you'll find, but you have to use our link, groovelife.com/TMOS for 20% off your order. One last time. That's promo code TMOS for 20% off your order. Just click the button on our website. All right, Oscar, I got to hand it to you. I drift away when my Red Sox are not involved. I drift away from Major League Baseball, but you got teams that are in the hunt right now, including is it the Texas Rangers, the Balt-ee-more Orioles?
Yes.
Well, the ALDS, I mean, they just got, the O's just got swept.
As a matter of fact, here's them. This is last night. I believe it was at Texas for the NLDS.
And the Texas Rangers are going to the championship series.
I don't know. I found that so sad.
Yeah, that's a bummer. They got housed really, really good. And now great baseball fans down in Texas. So they'll be going to do we know who's on the other side of things in the National League?
Just take a moment here, if you don't
Dodgers
mind,
are in it.
and explain to us you are completely out of baseball.
Yeah,
absolutely, totally.
This is why, and the games move so much faster. I feel like there are more people getting into it.
I had a moment when I took my kid to Fenway Park this summer, and then watched maybe 3 more games. And then they started sucking again, and I drifted off.
Will you be back?
Of course I'll be back. If the Red Sox are in the hunt, I'm all in.
Okay.
I just don't occupy my time with baseball, and you know what's motivated me to drift back to the great game, the great American pastime, as I still call it?
What's that?
The fact that my football team appears, and this is just a theory, appears that they may not be winning until I'm dead. So that's that.
Oscar, let's hear it for the Giants.
Yeah.
Fail.
Your quarterback's not looking good either.
Yeah, Danny Dimes.
No one on the team is. As a matter of fact, Logan Roy describes them.
Who is this fucking lunk anyway? He looks like a ball sack in a toupee.
Let's try to re-engage you into the world of baseball, Mike. The Rangers are the only one that's clinched. We've got Twins, Astros, Phillies, Braves, and then Diamondbacks, Dodgers, and one more.
I believe in the last Giants game, your quarterback
ALDS,
clinched.
the American League Division Series. Who are the teams again, please? One more time, slowly.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm just going through the list here. So for the playoffs.
Yeah, in the American League first, you got the first one to move on are the Texas Rangers because they swept. Yeah. And then who are the Astros playing?
The Astros are playing the Twins.
The Twins.
And Astros lead 2-1 in the series.
2-1. Okay.
Cheaters.
So it might be a Texas championship series for the American League.
Braves, Phillies play today. Series is tied at 1-1.
Alan Wenzel.
And the Dodgers.
What's the series
Dodgers
is tied?
Tied at 1-1.
Okay.
Braves, Phillies. Dodgers, Diamondbacks, 2-0, Arizona leads.
Okay. Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Do they get into it down there? Do they really?
For the A's?
No,
Arizona
Diamondbacks.
Oh, it's tough for any sport. But when you're winning, you know what? The Suns, The Suns still pull.
Phoenix Suns.
Yes.
They got it. All right. Well, sorry for the O's. We got to take another
There's
break.
always next year, though. You know that.
That's right. You never know. And it's, way to go when you got a team like the Yankees and the Red Sox in that division and the Toronto Blue Jays. I thought I'd lay a little of my baseball knowledge on Oscar just so he knows I'm
Are you sorry for Yankees fans, Mike?
My precious.
We'll take a break, and we'll come back with the flip side right after this. Halloween. It's coming. I just saw Britney Spears juggling her jack-o'-lantern carving knife. The best outfit for the day. Reminded me of Grey Gardens so totally.
It does.
Be careful, Brit. Regardless of this, it's your job to take care of your own face. Why not try complimentary virtual skin consultations and self-care appointments at dermglowskin.com. Mrs. O'Mara slaying the dragon today, man. 5. Count them. 5. 5
Cinco.
appointments for her today. God love you, sweetheart. Thank you for propping me up. Grab Carla's Beauty Bundle. 11 travel-sized products that give you the perfect skincare routine for the morning and night. It's on sale right now, $60, and it's worth it. I love it. I use the products myself. Get it at dermglowskin.com. Travel kits also available, perfect for traveling or just to try out Carla's skincare products. Dermglow ships everywhere, features Afterpay. So make the pampering esthetician a part of your self-love journey, and be sure to tell them the game show Slicky Boy Bob Eubanks sent you. Robert Leland Eubanks comes from Flint, Michigan. Nice. He was a child model in the 40s, and to this day, he still looks dewy and youthful. Thanks to Dermglow. Ask for the Bob job. You will be delighted.
Jesus.
Play your thing, for God's sakes. What's wrong with you? Wow.
The flip side.
It is not uncommon for a Guinness World Record to find its way to the flip side, and I hate this world record because it looks sloppy and gross, and it doesn't seem necessary. The world's largest pumpkin. So
Boring.
basically what we've got here, he's a squash nerd.
Is your family ready?
Look at that ugly pumpkin.
Okay. Are you guys ready? Oh my God, here we go, okay? Melvin, are you ready? Okay, I'm gonna hit the switch right now. 2749!
It is a 2,749-pound pumpkin. And it looks like a
2,000
pile.
pounds?
It looks like a pile of mess. Now he wins $30,000.
Well worth
Is that
it.
really 2,000 pounds, or is it 274
No,
pounds?
2,700.
2,749.
Yeah,
Good
Mike,
God.
he will get $30,000 for raising that pumpkin, but it cost him $15,000 to raise it.
Why so much?
I don't, Mike.
Yeah, but-
Pumpkinry is wild, I guess.
Feed me, Seymour.
You double your money.
Yeah, pretty
Okay.
much. But what if he loses?
Oh, it's probably something he's doing on the side. He's not going out and talking to it every day and raising it.
You could sure
Yeah.
make a lot of pies.
He
I'll
might
tell you
make
what.
that up too. That might be a lie. He might just that might be his whole farm, right? That
Yeah.
might be the whole
Oh, he's accounting
crop,
for full overhead.
right?
Yeah.
The full crop.
I don't know what
that's
it is
that
to be
might
a farmer.
I don't know. It's the breadbasket of America.
Mike,
Isn't
if you ate
Ukraine
it,
the breadbasket
no,
of the
if you
world?
ate it, a farmer grew it. That's all I'm going to say.
Very nice. You worked in a farming
I thought
family.
Yes, I
if you
did.
ate it, Monsanto grew it.
No.
Let me ask you this: do you have any knowledge of what it might take to create that, to raise that type
Well,
of?
we grew two kinds of pumpkins, Mike. We grew Howdens, which were like about a 30-pound good carving
Howdens.
pumpkin, and a Spooky, which was a little pumpkin, good for baking, but also decent for carving. This
Okay.
would require some sort of great sort of breeding because that pumpkin is useless except to win a contest.
Like cousins.
who
yeah, a
bangs
little
the
bit.
pumpkin?
Well-
All right, go. I'm sorry.
Mike, let's do this. They are putting a piece of music memorabilia up for auction. I don't know if you would be in for it. It's going to bring, they're predicting between $250,000 and $500,000. It is the jacket that Michael Jackson wore in his Pepsi commercial. It's a black and white jacket. And we have a clip of the video here. I'm just curious how they got him to shoot it because he had to hang out all day with all those kids. I don't know how he would be able to hang out with all those kids.
You're the Pepsi generation. 'Cause I'm down and taste the thrill.
Jackson 5 in it too. But there's the jacket.
Feel the Pepsi way.
And a young Alfonso Ribeiro. A pretty incredible spot in the time, if you can separate the art from the artist, that he actually re-recorded Billie Jean as a Pepsi jingle. Pretty impressive.
Alfonso Ribeiro's in that?
Yeah, he's in the red jacket.
Oh, wow.
He's been famous forever.
He has been.
I didn't know
famous
that.
for-
I didn't
So,
know
Mike,
that.
will you bid on the jacket?
Oh, yeah. Right away.
And wear it to a Red Sox game?
Yeah. Yeah, and I'll do a little more bedazzling.
Just a little bit. So that's what's going on. Let's close with this. Oh, pardon me. Pardon me about that. This is one of my favorite comics. His name is Nate Bargatze, forgive me. And this really clicks into what we were talking about yesterday. His wife is on Facebook Marketplace.
She started selling stuff online on Facebook Marketplace. And I found this out from a guy at my front door. I don't even really know what it is. I think it's just putting your home address on the open internet. She doesn't sell used cars. There's not like a big money coming in. She sells stuff that should be thrown away. She sold an old kid's folding chair for $5. Best case scenario, we receive $5. Worst case, our whole family is murdered.
So think of that the next time you use Marketplace.
Oh,
Mike, that's
love
all I
that.
got.
We'll rejoin you tomorrow for a brand new episode. Thank you very much for supporting our show. Spread the word every day. It helps. We get new listeners every week. We love it. We'll be back tomorrow. For Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana, Michael Mara saying, so long, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Want more? Make sure you check out the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show. Get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
You are unstoppable.
Back in a moment, my dear. We have to expel some urine.
I think that your time is done, and I think that the spotlight should go on top of me.
Yeah.
Mike is very, very, very attractive.